Hello everybody, and welcome to this episode of Fallout 4 Alien Blaster Only. In this episode, we'll be going all the way to get the Luck Bobblehead, and then coming back-ish. Yeah, so this is basically a really long run. In fact, if I remember right, I think this is 4 times. No, it isn't. Okay. So it's not 4 times yet, but it will be soon. So yeah. Basically, I guess to start off with, everything... So, first off, everything in the last episode was 2 times. And the basic way to tell if something is 2 times or 4 times is if it sounds normal, it's 1 times. If it sounds sped up, it's 2 times. If you don't hear any game sounds whatsoever, then it's 4 times. And I mute the game audio for when it's 4 times, just so that because Windows Movie Maker has an issue where if I go any faster than 4 times, it will screw up the audio. Also, the minigun is auto-equipped, that's why I have it there.
Looking at trade? Mm-hmm. Just looking for love, sweetheart.
So yeah, first thing I do, sell as much stuff as possible. For example, the minigun has it is itself worth a lot, but it also has nearly 1,300 bullets for it, so that's a really good start. And then coming up is another quest that's relatively easy to complete.
I've got a few minutes to browse.
So yeah, with that out of the way, everything else is basically a really, really long run. Well, a really, really long run with a small break where I just hide in a corner and let people combat for me, basically. So yeah, I mentioned in the previous episode about how I was considering making a setup where basically I had where I connect the microphone I'm using right now into my PS4. Thing is, that probably requires some hard to get software, not software, some hard to get hardware. I basically need to convert. I need to convert 3.5mm stereo to USB, or well, no, that's basically the main thing. Oh yeah, here I actually get attacked by the dogs. But, once again, they all take care of it for me, even though the dogs do seem to be mostly on me rather than them. I can notice that the dogs, despite being shot at by everybody else, they run through the door in a moment, right there. And they go straight for me despite there being other people shooting at them. So, yeah. That was fun.
Looks like you got some trouble. I could help. I'll talk to her.
Appreciate it.
And then I think more come a little later.
Hey, I saw you in that poison cell.
Maybe not. I don't know.
Look, you owe them. I got a better idea.
But anyway.
All right, Trudy.
I think the easiest thing to do
I'll kill all you 10 pushers.
about,
Keep them off me.
basically about making it so that I can stream at night would be to get an entirely new microphone that is compatible with my PS4. But I would need to think about, making sure that it actually reaches. Right, there's somewhere between 1 and 2 meters of distance between my head and the PS4 itself. And then on top of that, I would want to have some slack so that the wire and the PS4 isn't actually tugging on my neck. So that's probably a fair bit down the line, but I do have some savings. So maybe that is something to look into, I guess.
I can't wait to see the crows feeding us. I've got a few minutes to browse. All salvage.
Yeah, that's the thing I could definitely look into. So, I suppose there is nothing else to talk about other than that. You know, I just gotta get around to it at some point. Remember the stuff I need to look at what I can get for that and so on. So yeah, that's all of that. So we're about to go to the second bit of running.
Hey there. I can rest easy knowing that Wolfgang is rotten in hell.
Oh yeah, I forget to put on the charisma stuff, but then I remember. That lets me get a little bit more caps out of her for everything I sell, but not much. Oh yeah, one thing I can talk about is, so the reason why there's some delay with, well, aside from the personal stuff, which some of you already know about, I was actually sort of in the process of working on working on another challenge, okay, in this exact same format. You know, recording off stream, doing commentary off stream, all that. And basically, I may as well say it. You know, it's Fallout 4 Syringa only. And you might be thinking, oh my god, Fallout 4 Syringa only, that's the worst Fallout 4 challenge ever. In which case, I would probably agree with you. The weapon does, from the few times that I was gonna use it, it does seem to be pretty bad. Like, not only that, but the fact that I have, like, at the point where I gave up, I had like 75 ammo. And, you know, I was considering what it would be like to use that ammo on, like, the thing where you get the chems from the Murawski thingy. You know, where you go to the bar, the guy gets beaten up, and then the bartender points you towards a stash of chems. You know, the biggest in the game. Right? It'd be right up ahead if I was to do it. Oh yeah, and I'm going to Doma City just to save. Then I'm continuing on. So, so yeah. Basically,
What do you mean you can't open the gate? Open here, crying out loud.
I got orders not to let you in, Miss Piper.
in
Sorry,
order
just doing my job.
Ooh, just doing your job, protecting Diamond City and keeping me out, is that it?
in order for me to
Sorry. What may or may not is
kill the lead woman. I think Tracy's is her name, maybe. Or I don't think it's Trudy. There's already a Trudy. Oh, and there's a mutant dog. No need to be worried. You know, just the casual stuff.
You want into I just got here, but yeah.
You hear that, Danny? You gonna open the gate and let us in?
Yeah, so basically, to kill the lead woman,
Diamond City is the place to live. You made the right choice.
I shot her with the bleed, like the regular bleed dart.
It's stuck. Hey, Piper.
Then I went into the Pip Boy and did the reloading trick, where you reload in the Pip Boy, and then despite it physically taking longer, it actually takes less time in game. So you actually end up, you're effectively instantly reloading.
You? I don't know you. Just keep your
Sure. Keep calm.
That's exactly.
Human as the day I was born.
Well, all right. We can do business.
And I basically ended up needing to shoot
Myrna,
You again.
shoot her like
let's see what you have.
Here's what.
3 or 4 times. And I was also very low on health, and I didn't have that many healing items. And I think maybe one of my limbs got damaged as well. Now, if I were to do a syringe only run, there's basically 2 options that I could think of. Right, there's either work my way up to like
I'm the new girl.
level 28,
Let's take a look.
get the XO1 power armor, max it out, and then in my tank whittle down everybody else with the bleed darts, basically. That'd be one way to do it. Might take a lot of bleed darts though. The other option is to stick with the T45 and maybe any T51s if I find any. Might be worth getting. And yeah, basically just try to go through the game in the T45, dodging everything,
Hello. Been here
and
before? Yeah, plenty of time. Real.
like,
No mooching. Got it. Good. Let's see what you have. Okay.
yeah, just dodging everything and trying to stay as low a level as possible. And I mean, for one thing, it would definitely mean changing from the railroad ending, which I'm doing, which I'm going to do here. Changing from that to the
I might have to start giving.
I'll take a look. Sure.
Don't bother asking.
to the Minuteman ending, because even though that's more random, the enemies involved in the randomness are easier than the main enemies in the railroad ending. You know, that being like the Brotherhood of Steel people who attack the railroad after, like as you leave the railroad HQ in the Old North Church interior itself, basically. Though the ones in the HQ itself can be taken care of by everyone else.
I swear I'm not a synth. Don't shoot, for God's sakes, we're family.
So,
Put the gun down now.
He's a synth. He'll kill us all. Kyle, no!
Okay, show's over. There are no sense in the city.
yeah.
Hear me?
So yeah,
You folks with your damn paranoia.
to do the low level route, I basically,
Doctor.
I basically need to. What I need to do,
Come on, Darcy, let's go. Take it easy. I don't think we have to leave just yet.
I need to
Excuse me.
Hey, you there?
Go ahead. I'm listening.
You were
You and the bartender got.
nice of you to call. I'm supposed to, until he decides.
basically,
You know that. I'm going to go. You saw?
yeah, for the low level I need to route it out very
This'll work better.
Probably right.
Very
I'm so angry to cook, I might lose just
precisely.
I'll get it done, no matter what.
Good.
For one thing, I'd want to route it out such that I have
Yeah.
as low a rate of gaining XP as possible.
Hold on.
So, for example,
No.
I would not have Idiot Savants, even though I was planning to,
Doc,
Let's get you
in
set
that
right away.
particular build.
actually, I need some supplies.
I would also not have any what's it called?
Got everything you can need. Medic.
I've got a few minutes to browse.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, okay, I was starting off with the perks. I wouldn't get Idiot Savant. I might.
Can't believe you eat that. Only one thing worth buying dug out in.
No. There wouldn't even be much point in doing up
Just a minute, Yeti. I am in
the power armor.
the middle of the story. So then I am crossing river.
Best case scenario, I could maybe.
Come on.
So with Int 6 and Science, I could get it up to
I forgot you were there, Yeti. What is it?
You know what? Never mind. I'll handle it
C.
myself. Oh, customer. Need a room?
Uh-huh. Deal.
Yeah, C. With those 2 perk levels. And those would have to be like the very, very first perk levels as well. But not only that, I would have to, for example, avoid locations. Like, for example, like run around Concord, run around Sanctuary. It would almost be like the hobo, only worse. And, or maybe I wouldn't worry too much about the location XP because it's not much, and I don't know the bounds of the actual location proc zones. Like, as an example with the thing down there, the Hangman's Alley. If you go to the side door, that doesn't actually unlock the location. It doesn't go, Wong, Hangman's Alley. You know, you actually have to get closer to the location to have to go, Wong, Hangman's Alley. But like, yeah, I would either stay at 1 int and not worry about Science and doing up the power armor and staying at level B, or even level A, oh yeah, I could go to int 6 and then yeah, basically at that point either accept that I'll have a lot more like a lot more what's it called, a lot more XP gain compared with int 1. Let's do live math. Actually, let's not. So with int 1, you'd get 3% bonus. With int 6, you'd get 24%. Yeah, 24%. 6 times... No, 18%. Now that 18% only affects XP levels beyond a certain amount, but that actually, you know, it adds up with quest rewards and stuff. But I could either accept that 18%, or I could use debuffs such as, like, before turning in quests, take a booze. I could use certain addictions, but again, that means that I have to, you know, consider that I'd have to reacquire them if I need to remove a different addiction, or just stay addicted to all the stuff. Or like get the perks after getting the addictions so that I don't get further addictions, but that still requires high levels and doesn't really work. Unless I have Charisma 7, in which I no longer get addictions to alcohol and but the main way to reduce my int from int 6 would be just to stay thirsty. Right, I'd probably want to only drink when I'm at mildly dehydrated. When I'm at severely dehydrated, to go back to mildly dehydrated, so that I don't, like actually take damage. But it does also mean that I will have a lot less AP. In which case, having extra AP from agility, it doesn't make as much sense. You know, because if you have low AP, you may as well not try to have high AP. You know, it vaguely doesn't make much sense, but it also does make much sense. Like, for example, if I were to do a challenge where I like couldn't carry a lot of stuff, like for example, I don't know, let's say I can't have more than 10 weight in my inventory. Well, then there's no point in having strength, and so I can not have the strength, and so likewise in this case I can like do the same with agility because of the
Hey, all done?
because of the
That was just the first.
That was,
June said.
thirst reducing
Just so
my
you know.
AP, basically.
she had the skills to spiff up the roller pump.
Oh yeah, and here I just wait for all of them to do the stuff for me. So yeah, basically with low levels, like with a low level route, basically I would run straight for the T45 and like pick up some resources to repair it, run straight down to Diamond City, repair it there, run up to and also at Diamond City actually buy the Syringer as well. Then head straight to the place,
Mix on our suits. You slayed! Because of you, we didn't lose a single cat today.
actually before that I would also need to
Righteous, out of sight, and with it,
get
official friend of
fiberglass and oil
you,
and stuff for
and,
building the
finally,
things,
we're well, Jen.
which means getting fiberglass from Deb in Bunker Hill, going to the fiberglass place, like the laundromat for fiberglass, and only after doing that would I get the what's it called, do the next quest. Then with a lot of the fiberglass, I would basically go from doing quest to quest, but when doing the quest, I would try to run through, kill anybody that needs to be killed, but have anybody that needs to not be killed, I guess. I suspect Vault 111 will be very hard with dudes still alive. But then basically between quests, try to get as much of the stuff as possible. Now, trouble is, I can avoid quests. I can avoid, I can avoid crafting food. I can avoid, crafting chems, settlement stuff, locations mostly. I can do all that. I can never attempt speech checks. I can never hack or lockpick unless I absolutely have to. I can basically do all of that. But thing is, Syringa only requires the bleed out darts. Only way to get them is to craft them, which means experience. Which means I'll still be getting to vaguely high levels just by getting all the XP I need for stuff. So that would be fun, or maybe not. But the combat would basically be, wherever I need to shoot the person, Pip-Boy reload, shoot them again, while taking copious amounts of chems and healing items like Nuka Quantum, etc. But mainly chems, I guess. Alternatively, if I go the high XP route, I can. There's a lot of perks that I can use to benefit me, like Life Giver. I could do heaps of quests. I could craft heaps of chems. I could make my armor really high level. I could, I don't know, I could have my health gradually increase through Life Giver. I could have my... Well, they wouldn't work because I would constantly be in danger. I could... And also in a high XP case, I would also have loads of Stimpaks. I could, for example, that's probably about it, actually. It also occurs to me that there's possibly points where I should maybe cut out bits where I'm filling bottles. Doesn't look like that's a thing yet though, so lucky me. But yeah, just the swim left. And that will be the end of the episode. So till then, I'll as for Cry Later only. I'm still sort of unsure about whether it's better to do a low level route to do more damage, or a high level route just to have more defense and to be able to take more punishment and so on, and to have stealth boys and loads of chems and loads of bartering ability and all that stuff. Yeah, that's. I probably have to route that off camera. But yeah, so that's the end of the episode. Thanks everybody for watching, and I will see you in tomorrow's episode. Oh, I forgot that one. Oh well.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, and there's like
All right.
dialogue.
Tell me, Diamond City of Radio. It's terrible, yes?
Yeah, well.
Cut your own ears off.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
So yeah, that basically
Right.
is it.
It's true.
I'm just
I don't think many would
rambling on. End of the episode, rambling on,
and pro-
being all blah 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 blah.
You seem pretty serious to me.
No. Well, Travis, and so he does not believe.
The guy is probably a lost cause.
So yeah,
It's not lost cause.
Nice
Go on,
accent.
spoil sport.
I
Go back to
guess-
the front row. Meet me in back room.
guess I'll just
Glad we haven't scared you off yet. Either.
All
call
right,
it an end.
here's your money.
That's about it.